The late 19th century was difficult for African Americans in general. The slaves were freed after the Civil War, but that doesn't mean everyone got fair treatment in life. The Buffalo Soldiers were African American soldiers who served in the Army after the Civil War. They also might have served in the Civil War as U.S. colored troops, but USCT was disbanded after the Civil War. So these African American soldiers frequently were assigned to the frontier out west, fighting Indians. And in fact, I think they were sent out west in many cases because there was less visibility out west.
They served in the Spanish-American War, served in World War I, patrolled the national parks, and helped aid in American Western expansion. There are a number of Buffalo Soldiers that have been awarded the Medal of Honor. In the Spanish-American War, there was one instance where there were 4 Buffalo Soldiers near San Juan Hill that earned the Medal of Honor.
They got this name. There's no official evidence why they were called Buffalo Soldiers, but it's possible that they fought very fiercely like buffaloes, that their hair was shaggy, or they wore buffalo coats to keep themselves warm. When some were sent to serve in the Spanish-American War, that put them front and center. And this was a time when there were photographs now in the media. There was more reporting, there was more information quickly disseminated to the public. And so, the African-American forces were recognized as very good soldiers, and that's good for the American people to see. There were 4 units assigned as Buffalo Soldiers, and they served after the Civil War through the 1940s, and then the units, the 9th and 10th, and the 24th and 25th, they were incorporated into other units because in 1948, the Army, all the services were desegregated. And so there was no need for, black units and white units per se.
African American soldiers were always allowed to be buried in national cemeteries. There are 5 Buffalo Soldiers in Alexandria National Cemetery. These national cemeteries cross all boundaries: rank, service, race, age, gender, and that's part of the reason why President Lincoln issued and created these national cemeteries, is because it was supposed to bring the country back together after a brutal war that had torn the country apart. Historically, it has a lot of significance because the Buffalo Soldiers were in segregated units, but despite being segregated, they still served with the same distinguish as the other Army units, and they showed that it didn't matter what their race was, they could still serve America in the same capacity. And that legacy has advanced American history and so much, and they carry a lot of that with them.